welcome to the Coaches Show right here on WQBQ 1410. We are the voice of Lake County. Glad to have with us today Lakefront TV. Lakefront TV will be filming this. They will re-air it at 6 o'clock tomorrow night before the Friday night football game, which will be this week on Thursday. So you'll get the Coaches Show at 6. You'll get the actual football game at 7. And you'll be able to find this at Prism HD 1021. Prism 21, Comcast Channel 22, Spectrum 497, Roku device, or you can find it at lakefronttv.com. And there's up in the right-hand corner, it's called Watch Now. Also, this week will be our first home game, and we are excited to have Lakefront TV there. They're going to be filming it, and then that will be sponsored and supported by Matthias Food Services and Bloom's Bacon House. So, coaches, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Yes.
Welcome.
Feels even better coming to the Coaches Show with an excellent home starter against South Sumter. Not home, but season starter with a win, Coach.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you can get a win, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And looking at the game, I mean, from the beginning, you guys pretty much set the tone on offense with a huge offensive touchdown right out the gate. Was that the game plan going in, or was that just a different read by the quarterback and the young man sitting beside you, if you want to introduce him, got open and touchdown with the, what was it, ranked?
Well, he actually had to go up and get that.
Yes.
I mean, he pulled it out. It was a little underthrown, and he jumped, pulled it out there, and he was able to shake off two defenders, and another one came around. He shook him off and walked right into the end zone. So it was definitely a great play. I mean, something you strive to see in games like that, something you wait for. First play of the game.
Yes, man.
It was just we were hollering. I know that much. So we had a lot of love for that.
Well, the young man you're speaking of is Cordreus Graham. We call him Dre. Dre's an excellent athlete and one of the leaders on the basketball team, state championship team. And,
Oh, wow.
All right.
he's the type of player that when a game is on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Mm-hmm.
That was the reason I really wanted him to play football this year. I was hoping he could bring some of that to our program.
Yeah.
But as far as that first play, I'm very superstitious.
Right.
And back in 1994, when I was named offensive coordinator at East Bladen High School, the first play that I ever called in a high school game was loose spread X pass, and it went 80 yards for a touchdown to a kid by the name of Fernan Smith. So by this being my first game as a head football coach, I said I'd call the same play.
Oh, wow.
And it
right.
didn't quite go 80 yards, but it went 67.
Oh, wow.
We got the same amount of points. So
Yeah.
Dre made a great play on that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And you got some serious attention because of that play too, right?
Yes. Yeah. Got they were out of the top 10 plays for Orlando Sentinel first week of high school sports in the area. There was number one play.
There you go, folks.
Number one
Right
play.
here
So they
in
got-
Leesburg. How exciting is
Got
that?
some local recognition. Yeah, they were showing a lot of schools. Dr. Phillips, University Boone, all those other schools. So it was impressive. It was definitely impressive.
That being said, Drake, kind of go through what you've seen on that play.
Before the game, me and Wyatt had already. I mean, we ain't losing this game. We
Oh,
can't
wow.
lose this game. We done lost 3 of them. And it was on the sideline. I was just telling everybody, all right, when I touch the ball, I'm scoring. First time I touch the ball, I'm scoring. So coach called the play. He told me what the play was. Like, all right. When Wyatt threw it, I was downfield. I was like, oh, it's like 3 defenders. I got to go get it. So I had already told everybody I was going to score. I wasn't going to make myself look bad. I can't go back on my word. So I called it. And I just seen the end zone. I had to get there.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
that was good.
Now, so you knew going in out of the huddle that ball was coming to you.
Yeah,
basically.
I knew it. Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. And it was a great play. Like I said, number one, first week.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys will have a lot more highlights played on television as well. With Wyatt being a quarterback, is this the first year that you played with him?
No, sir. I played with him before.
Okay.
Been playing with him since Pop Warner.
How
Really?
much growth have you seen from him in this offense this year compared to previous years?
This year, like, he trusting everybody on the team because I know before he had some big time wide receivers and Adrian and B-Jeff. We ain't got a lot of them there now, but he's trusting all his wide receivers. So
Definitely.
yeah.
and he definitely feels comfortable in the shotgun. Obviously, you guys came out this week, speaking with Coach. It looked totally different than when you came into the game with Citrus. Was that the game plan as well, as to kind of go back to that shotgun type formation? Kind of left the wishbone out of it this week, it seemed like, a little bit.
Well, we base what we're going to do on who we're playing.
Okay.
And in looking at film, we felt like we could throw the ball on South Sumter. And I had hoped that we would wear them out with the pass and then come back and pound them with the run. That didn't materialize. We're still not running the ball the way I would like to see it run. And I take that personally because the running backs are my position group.
Right.
So I definitely want them to look good.
Right.
But we're going to do what it takes to win. If we have to throw the ball every play, then we'll throw it. If we get in some games and we see they can't stop the run, then we'll run the ball every play. So we try to do what it takes to win.
Definitely. It looked like they just couldn't stop Wyatt. I mean, that.
Well, Wyatt has a lot of weapons. I mean, when you look at when we go 4 wide, and you have Dre and AJ,
Right.
and Trayvon, and Raheem, there are not a lot of high schools in this area that are going to be able to match up with those 4
Right.
guys.
Oh yeah.
And
Multiple threats.
and then having that threat of Wyatt running the ball, you have to give up something. So we just try to find out what they're going to give up. Some plays we call just to see what they're going to do, what
Right.
they're going to give us. I call them throwaway plays.
Yeah.
If something positive happens, great. But at least we see how they're going to align against that particular formation.
Right.
So, coaches can sit here all day and talk about how great they are. It's a chess match, and it's luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like the chess match reference.
With that being, also what you were saying as far as what they give you, were you surprised that they brought? It seemed like they pressured a lot. They blitzed a lot.
We're going
in
to
this
see
game.
a lot of that this season because we're not real big up front.
Right.
And, they saw film and they saw that Citrus had success with it. Tavares had success with it. But this past week, our offensive line actually did a good job. They gave Wyatt a pocket all night. There were 2 or 3 plays where it broke down. Some of the pressure he received, that was off of the scheme. It wasn't the guys up front. They were bringing more than we could block.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we had one guy that Wyatt had to be able to read what he was doing and adjust off of that. But all in all, our offensive line really
Right.
fought and did a good job.
I mean, you only gave up 1 sack the whole game, and they rushed quite a bit. Some of it was Wyatt being able to get outside the pocket and throw downfield. With that being said, Dre, when they do give that much pressure, like Coach was saying, you guys go 5 wide and spread the defense out. How much does that allow you to do what you do in the secondary?
Well, they have to match up against us, so that's basically just putting us 1-on-1.
Right.
And anytime anybody guarding us 1-on-1, we always say you can't let nobody beat you 1-on-1.
That's right.
So I had just go to work, do what I had to do to get open.
Definitely.
If anything break down, just come back to the ball and work with my quarterback.
On the play that you got hit on the sideline, had to wrestle the ball away from the defender, kind of go into what you saw on that play as well, because that was another fantastic. It looked like to the same side.
Oh, I took it right away from
It
him.
was the same side, yeah.
Was that the same play call?
Nah, it actually wasn't. It was a different play call, but when he threw it, I seen I was overthrown, so I just ran and got it. When I took it out of his hand, I always knew, the possession always going to go to the wide receiver if y'all both got it.
Right.
Go to the wide receiver automatically, so I just had to make a play, make sure I had the ball in my hand.
Were you surprised that he was there?
Nah, because he backed up before the play even started. He
Right.
knew he couldn't guard me, so he backed up before the play even started.
Had to give
So I
some
just-
space.
Yeah.
So going into that forward wide receiver set, and obviously you do that because you have the outside speed and the playmakers in secondary. What can you do to improve the running game going forward? Is it the running back issue, or is it just, again, the line not picking up its blocks correctly?
Well, I think a lot of teams have been bringing run blitzes,
Right.
and they're trying to take that away. So, fine, if they take it away, then we'll pass the ball.
Right.
We have a lot of weapons.
Yes.
We really do, and as a coach, sometimes I don't let the players know this too much, but I find myself smiling inside because there's so many things we can do. I mean, I've only been here a short period of time, but there's so many different looks that we can give people. There are formations we haven't even run yet.
Right.
And what we try to do is make defensive coordinators have to waste a day of practice just preparing for our formations.
Right.
You know, so the kids, the beautiful thing is the kids trust each other. I think they trust the coaches. We trust them. And we're just trying to prepare each week to be the best team we can be. And as I've told you guys before, we're just trying to go 1-0 each game night.
That's right. That's a good mentality. I mean, you got to have the kids got to buy into the scheme. And I know what we saw. We saw all of them buying into what you have, what your scheme, basically, your ideology on the field, how you want them to run, and they're 100% for it. I mean, it was so night and day from watching them practice and watching them at Citrus to game one. Well, it was like everything that's been culminating since you came back. They're ready. They're ready for this season. I know why it's itching for this winning season. Right. So, and they're looking really good.
Yeah, I think all the kids. I mean, I say this every week, and I probably say it the whole time I come in here. Leesburg really has some great kids.
Yes.
We get a bad rap, and these guys deserve to win. They want to win. They want to get better. They're doing what we ask them to do, and I think they feel that they have some self-worth. My approach as a coach, I hold my kids accountable, but at the same time, I try to joke around with them, have fun with them, let them know they're loved, let them know that, you can be yourself around the staff. So I'm looking for big things. A lot of people told me from day one, 2 or 3 years you'll have this program right. You're the right man for the job. Dre doesn't have 2 or 3 years. He's a senior. Wyatt doesn't have 2 or 3 years. We want to do it now.
Yeah.
And that's our game plan. And I'm not trying to be cocky or braggadocious, but we want to win now.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and you got to build the confidence. You got to know you can't go into a game thinking, I might lose this game. You got to go into the game knowing you'll win. Right. I mean, Dre said it perfect. When I get out there, I know I got him beat already. So let's start the play. I'm gonna beat him. So that's the mentality they gotta have.
This kid here, man, and Coach Campbell, when he comes on, he'll tell you. I fell in love with this guy during the basketball playoffs. I mean, I coached his brother years ago, but they won a state this year in basketball, and there were several games where they had an opportunity to lose, but they refused to lose, and he was the catalyst for a lot of that.
Oh, wow.
I wanted that here, and so when he decided to play, that was huge for me and the team.
Well, we're going to definitely touch up on a little bit more. We are going to break right now. This has been an excellent conversation, and we're going to some of our sponsors and come back.
Absolutely. You're listening to the pregame coaches show brought to you live right now on the Q. You can catch it tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on Lakefront TV at Prism 1021 HD, Prism 21, Comcast 22, Spectrum 497 Roku device, and at lakefronttv.com in the upper right-hand corner. You'll be able to watch now or watch live. Also, we are going to have Lakefront TV there with cameras at every home game. Thank you to Matthias Food Service and Bloom's Baking House. And Friday night game will be Thursday this week at 7 p.m. We'll be right back. Don't touch.